All right, babe. Before we start, I like to say I finally got our anniversary date, January 27th, 2019. Was when the PACT Life Podcast first aired, right after the controversial NFC Championship game with against the Rams and Saints. So 2 years isn't coming up. So if this episode is gonna come out before that day, but if it doesn't, happy anniversary to us, man. Cheers.
How many great for the podcast. Great for the podcast, but how many Saints seasons is that now with a disappointing ending?
I don't know.
Derek, man.
The boys got so mad.
I'm talking about
they got so mad. They started a podcast.
As soon as Jared Cook fumbled, this household start letting the cuss words fly.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you got playmakers all over the field defensively, you know, it's bound to happen. They just weak, bro. They always been the weakest link. They can't finish. Never can. We're gonna show them what to do come Sunday. How you finish.
Derek, why you look like an evil basketball with your damn coat on?
He knows. Drew was pedestrian. He had Kamara in check.
We had
Michael Thomas in check.
Oh, well, let me introduce you.
It's called 4 straight NFC South championships. 4 straight. So I don't know how you can say somebody else.
You're talking about who won the division?
Yeah, you're a Bucks fan. Yeah, you're a Bucks fan.
Yes.
Regular season?
It's 03 stamped. 03 stamped.
4 straight NFC championships never been done before, but you know, NFC South championship.
Yeah, but ultimately, what did you gain?
I mean, I feel like after that Rams debacle, that was the last time Drew had a good season.
So before we continue, let me introduce it. We're gonna do our NFL Divisional Round recap. We're gonna start with the Bucks and Saints. The Buccaneers beat the Saints 30-20 after a great performance by the Buccaneers defense, getting turnovers, and the Buccaneers scoring 21 points off of turnovers. So, Cook Carter, take it away.
And they only won by 10. Okay.
Cook Carter, take it away. What went wrong for our New Orleans?
4 turnovers. The team only won by 10. Off them 4 turnovers, they got 21 points. The offense really wasn't doing anything. I don't understand why they was gassing. But Leonard had a great game. Who else had a great game? Ronald Jones played good in his 2 snaps. And then, you know, the defense played good.
So Tom Brady didn't play good?
I didn't see nothing that could make me say he played good. He had one good out route to one good back shoulder throw to Johnson out of Minnesota. That was
so that Scotty Miller wasn't a good throw on 3rd down.
That was a great throw.
Wide open.
I mean,
why was he wide open?
He putting it there.
He didn't throw him open. He was wide open. He beat him. He was wide open.
Okay, still a great throw. You still got to throw it.
I mean, it's my turn to talk. Y'all can talk on y'all turn. Thank you. All right.
Get mad about it. I love it.
I earned the right to speak when you speak.
Why? When your team out the playoffs, when your team losing, y'all out, then what? You're not gonna talk no more?
What you mean if? If was the fifth, we'd all be drunk, bro. Look, listen, we
I didn't
still
say
there
if,
right
I said
now.
when your team is out, are you not gonna talk no more?
I'm gonna still be talking.
Yeah,
still be talking.
Back on track, man. Cook Carter, break it down.
Drew Brees' last remotely decent season, and the last time he won a full season and played almost every game was that Rams season 2019, our 2-year anniversary coming up. That was the last time he actually was at his best. Even if people want to talk about a pick he threw in overtime that shouldn't have been in overtime, I don't understand why people always mention overtime about a game that should have never went there. But you know, people like to say dumb stuff. Then the next season, you play the Vikings. They got beat, but Drew didn't play well with the offensive line. Then this season, you played the Bucks. Drew didn't play well. Jared Cook didn't play well. I like how people try to call out Michael Thomas and call him Mr. Slants and all this stuff, but Michael Thomas been playing hurt all season. Never played, more than 2-3 games back-to-back. And it's crazy, the same corners he cooked are the ones talking. So they got to see him again, and I can't wait till that comes up.
Pick me. Didn't Alvin Kamara play hurt all last season? Had a great season? I mean, a decent season?
No, he didn't have a good season. Actually,
I could have sworn.
He had 6 touchdowns, actually. But then it came back this year, and he had the most all-purpose touchdowns this season. You know, he led the league in touchdowns, but you know.
Sound like excuses to me, but
sound like opinions, facts to me, but you know, opinions over facts over there. But yeah. Shut up. And let
The
me
fact
finish.
is he had 0 catches for 0 yards.
He played with
He's Mr. Slant.
that's the ankle. How is he Mr. Slant? It's
He
crazy he got the
playing-
name Mr. Slant. It's crazy he got. It's crazy he got Mr. Name Mr. Slants after he broke the reception record and he had to run slants because Drew couldn't get him the ball any other way. I think the routes that a receiver run, because it's not like he's limited routes because he has catches and other stuff that he's done. But last season specifically, the only time he only ran routes under 10 yards. I wonder why. Oh, because his quarterback couldn't throw the ball further than 10 to 15 yards. He only had 4 20-yard throws in him a game. Talk about Drew, don't talk about Mike.
Question for you. Was Mike healthy week 1? Because he was held in check week 1 too. That's all I'm gonna say. You can go pull up the stats, look at it how you want to, but we had him on D-Locks, man.
So I can say the same thing about Mike Evans, but that's just score one touchdown on 3 yards and then everybody forgets all of a sudden. I just don't understand.
And it's crazy. I'm glad you brought up Mike Evans. Remember when we talked about Mike Evans? You said, what does he do in the playoffs and this and that and the third?
What did he do? Catch one ball that was at the 3-yard line because of a pick.
And Marshawn was too small.
Thank you.
Like I said. Mm-hmm.
He was too slow. You too what?
Said small.
He's too small. Too little.
Y'all got every time. Again, you'll see this week. That's all I gotta say.
You done?
So, Derek, before we move on to the Saints, I just want to know from Derek and Bruiser. I mean, what quarterback? Who do you want to be your quarterback next year, man?
Deshaun, preferably. If that's possible to make it happen. If not, Jameis didn't show me that he was. Jameis didn't show me that he was great, but he didn't show me he was bad either. So I guess we'll see.
Are you willing to waste a year of your talent with a Super Bowl roster that you feel like is a quarterback away and bet the house on Jameis and he not be the option?
I don't think Jameis could have played any worse than Drew played.
Maybe in that game, yes. I feel like when Drew came back, but
I mean, we only lost 3 games with any other quarterback other than Drew in the last 2 years. So I guess we got to see.
All right, my turn. To answer your questions, Amon, realistically, I don't think we'll get Deshaun Watson. I just think the Saints are way below the cap space requirement, but I'm sure Mickey Loomis will figure that out. So I do think the quarterbacks are on this roster, or they may potentially draft a quarterback. I hear Kyle Trask draft stock is falling. I don't think he'll be the starter next season. I think the starter next season is going to be Jameis, and Taylor's still going to come in and do some of his take some plays. We got to get that different kind of plays. I do think this is a bold prediction. Jameis could be an MVP candidate with this Saints roster next season. His ability. Let me tell you why. His ability. His ability to throw the ball deep is what the Saints been lacking. We've seen it. We've seen Todd Bowles tighten up the pressure so the receivers don't get off the line fast enough. With Jameis in the game, they have to respect the deep ball. And I know, I get it. Jameis he always throws interceptions. But if Jameis always throws interceptions, but if he's in the game,
decision making is 32nd in the league, bro. This dude's horrible.
Oh, my Zoom messing up. Hold on.
Yeah, it's freezing on my end too, but it's just fade.
You good? You good?
But how is he 32nd in the league when he threw 30 and 30 and y'all coach was really not he's not a great coach.
I was like gonna say with them interceptions Drew Brees threw.
Bruce Arians is the great coach?
Bro, he's better than what we had.
Bruh, all he want to do is go deep. And you got Jameis who literally be like, all right, and he gonna take the shot. Sean not playing that.
Yes, I agree with Cut.
I can't believe this man said MVP candidate.
I said dark horse MVP candidate. I didn't say he was gonna win. I said
being a conversation. And MVP in the same sentence should never ever come out.
He was in the wrong system in Tampa Bay. That's all I'm saying. With the Saints roster,
he's a top two. We ain't never had no. He was the number 1 pick, bro. That's what people keep forgetting.
We play north and south. His strength is to throw the ball deep. He just makes bad decisions.
No, yes, that's his strength, but the bad decisions because y'all was constantly throwing the ball deep. with the Saints, he won't be reliant to throw the ball all the time. We have a run game that could complement that. I'm saying with Sean Payton, that's the right tool. Just with Jameis to like lessen his game, not always throw it deep all the time. With Bruce Arians' system, he would dead sort of like ball deep like 5, 6, 7 times a game. That's not like conducive to winning.
Who's y'all check down option? Y'all didn't have one.
You know the vibes. LSU was showing out. It's just not running. New Orleans Times is on display.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, my bad. I just want to say one thing before we switch on. Jameis is not an MVP candidate in no situation.
I said dark horse MVP candidate.
Bro, his mental is done, bro. His decision making has been trash. FSU. He's not mentally, bro.
Decision making,
talent wise, he has
with the right coach.
He has a weapon.
Decision making can be fixed with the right coach.
That's a cap, bro. Yo,
I'm not even making
arm talent. His arm talent is above average. That's a fact. Right. His mental, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Stuff like
Fave, you're the same person that said the Baker and the Browns would be trash, and they made it to the divisional round. That's all I'm saying.
No fact. No. I'm glad you brought this up, bro. I knew this was coming. Today. I studied. I said. I did say it would be trash. Fact. But look, I said if Baker could improve like he did last year, then they would be good because they have the roster to do it. That's what I said. He proved me wrong. It's a fact. He did. They made the playoffs. They had 11-5 records on that.
Yep.
And he played good. They played better than I thought they would.
I'm just stuck on somebody saying we're not going to.
Oh yeah.
See how people get a win and then lose their mind.
Y'all just lost y'all best quarterback ever, and you gonna rely on Jameis.
But that was the weakest position this season.
That is true.
It was.
Also, Bruiser, I want to say one thing the Bucs did play good. That reason why they won. Their O-line played terrific.
They did.
The last 2 weeks, they played great. The left tackle, I think, it only allowed 1 QB pressure in the last 2 games, which is amazing. I think the O-line is really what's gonna.
Yeah, I think Trey Henderson being nicked with that stinger, he wasn't like the normal snaps he usually get in the game. He couldn't get any. I think Cam Jordan disappeared again against the Bucs. He tends to do that a lot. That's why he be rubbing me the wrong way. I love the way Marshawn played. He's a baller. And Drew Brees, I know the knock on Brees is like the interception, right?
Since you talking about all the LSU people that did, good. Let's talk about the Florida person that didn't play good and was only in the game because the LSU person was hurt. If Quan was in that game, a lot of those plays where it ended up being Anzalone one-on-one with somebody, that wasn't happening with Quan.
Is it attack on me? Did you say Florida?
Oh no, I was talking to Jalen. He a Florida fan too. He said
they both Florida fans. They both Dan Mullen's sons.
At the end of the day, your team at home on the couch.
I never said they weren't at home. I never complained about it once. Actually, that's you. You bringing all.
your body language.
You didn't have none of this energy before. Now you got all this energy.
You yelling at me. I'm just talking to you. I don't know why you so mad.
All I'm saying is, before we move on, Drew Brees, I know he threw a lot of interceptions, but he was missing like wide open checkdowns. Like Jalen says, his average is check it down, blah, blah, blah. Well, Kamara was open on multiple checkdowns on Sunday, and he missed them wide open. He could have gained 20 yard gains, Kamara type big plays. So he just wasn't himself that game. So I was furious at Drew Brees. You can see it in my tweets. I'm still mad at him.
I know they released all the injuries he was dealing with and stuff, and I was like, that's all good, but I don't want to hear that. I wish they would have said that beforehand, but now it actually made me more mad because it proved that he shouldn't have been playing.
I agree.
Let me ask Damon something. Damon, can you see what I be saying about the excuses now? What team's not going through these things?
We're telling you the excuses they released, and we just said we don't agree with them.
Let them know, Derek. Let them know.
Name me one team that don't deal with injuries.
Bruh.
Name one. Okay.
A 43-year-old with punctured lung, broken ankle. He's 43. He's 43.
Okay. Tom 43.
Difference between him and Tom is Tom never got hurt like that. Tom tore his ACL once. Drew played with a torn rotator cuff this year. The same injury that he had. That's the reason he got cut by the Chargers for Phillip Rivers is what he had this year. A torn rotator cuff. Which explains literally why everybody was looking at Drew. Dang, bro. What? Karma, what did he do? Shut up, bro.
Oh, I ain't even gonna say. Is this a political
Try
part?
to say something. Try to say something related to politics or the social justice movements.
He
And I'll air
gave
your
$5
out.
million to the city of New Orleans. He can still be what he is, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Quarterback literally had MAGA hats and is a close friend of Donald Trump.
I don't like him either.
So shut up.
You shut up.
Why are you so
You
mad?
at home. You mad?
I'm
We
not
gotta
mad.
admit
You
it.
saying dumb stuff.
So we're about 10 to 15 minutes into this topic, and nobody has said Devin White's name once.
Said the
And
LSU
I
guys.
think
That boy was
I
definitely
think he
the MVP
was
of
the
the game.
standout player from the
He
game.
was, but we said the LSU
And
guys. That's him and
ultimately-
Leonard.
and this is not about that though. This is about Bucks versus Saints in the divisional round. And Devin White made plays. He did as a Buck. We got to give him his respect. That's all that really matters. It doesn't matter.
Anybody say Devin White didn't play good? I thought we said the LSU guys
I'm
played
just
good.
saying, like,
He
I don't
wanted you to
understand.
bring up his name.
If you want us to stand by name, I don't have
But
to say
why has to
nothing.
be LSU though? For though, like I don't understand why LSU has to be a factor. And, like you know, what I'm saying? Like
We need order.
just talking in terms of the game and what I saw, the Bucks defense balled out. That was the biggest question. Like that was the biggest surrounding factor to me. When they had to make a play, they made a play. They forced the Jared Cook fumble. They had the damn near pick six. They just made plays at the end of the day. And Devin White, Antoine Winfield, who's been balling all year. You also got to give Carlton Davis his credit, bro, because Tyree gave.
I ain't gonna lie
his credit
too.
First quarter.
I did see Jordan Whitehead hit. I don't know who he hit. It was crucial. I don't know. He bucked somebody.
Wood on that boy.
That was Emmanuel Sanders. That was the first drive too, but they really set the tone.
Bucked
Like
him.
when they didn't let the Saints score on the first drive of the game and they held them to a field goal, that was huge. And then the Saints got another big punt return that got called back by a touchdown, which I don't agree with. I thought that was a bad call. It's a playoff game. You feel me? But Deontay Harris wasn't there. He got injured, so that played a big factor. Injuries. I
Prayers
mean,
up to him though.
you
Prayers
can't
up to him.
disregard the Saints' injuries, but at the same time, as a Saints fan, I wouldn't use that as an excuse because we've seen you sweep the Bucks this year. Now it is hard to beat a team 3 times, but
That's not true. I don't subscribe to that.
In New Orleans again, defense has been playing elite. I mean, Alvin Kamara, best running back in the game, questionable. Michael Thomas, big play, can't guard Mike. We all know flexing everything. Injuries.
We all know Slant man, Slant boy.
I mean,
He showed them look hurt the week before, did he, DeMar?
He didn't really. Not against the Bears. I didn't hear none of this against the Bears about no injuries.
All I'm saying.
I didn't hear none of that. So
None.
Drew Brees threw 3
Drew
touchdowns against the Bears, and it was smooth sailing. We good. Oh yeah. It was real spicy. My team at home too, so I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna quiet down now. I just want to make. I want to talk to.
Who had 2 touchdowns on the Bears?
No, Drew Brees had 3, right? He threw 3.
I'm looking at it. He had 2.
I'm asking, bro. Damn.
Bad.
He had 2.
I was asking. Oh, he had 2. Michael Thomas got 1 and he had 100 yards though, right?
Michael Thomas had 173 yards. Deontay Harris had
173.
Harris outplayed him.
How many playoff wins he's had in the last 4 years?
What are you talking about?
I'm not speaking Mandarin. How many playoff wins has he had in the last 3-4 years? Drew Brees.
Go look it up.
But I just wanted to ask you.
I just went through all his playoff losses. I just went through the last 3 playoff losses. I don't have to go through his last 4 years. You can do that.
So before we get off this topic, I know just the last thing about the Saints season. So what's the aspect on Drew Brees' career now? Because I mean, to me, he had a chance above all other quarterbacks to boost his legacy. And the last Super Bowl ring would have, to me, put him in that number 2 range. I would have put him up there with Peyton. But I got to put Peyton above him because he still got 2 and he got the most MVPs ever. So Drew Brees don't have 1. He only got 1.
Wait, number 2 what? Number 2 what? Number 2 what?
Best quarterback all time.
I respect Drew game now. He top five, but yeah, I got at least 4 guys ahead of him. And then I got a few guys
he's
that's
like 6.
Yeah, when a few guys finish their career, I feel like they're gonna surpass him too.
Drop the list. Let's do it.
Brady.
All right, Jalen go, then Fave goes. And then we're gonna move on.
Brady, Peyton, Rodgers. Probably a go Drew.
Deadass?
Hey, chill out with the cursing.
Oh, my fault.
I feel like Patrick Mahomes gonna be the best ever though.
I'm saying right now, as it stands, is Drew Brees retiring? Who are the quarterbacks you would put above him?
That's retired.
Are we saying all?
Like, where is he right now?
Top 5
all-time list. Like, where is Drew Brees
all-time
career on his?
Oh, I can't put him over Ben either though.
Oh, you're
be told.
The door. You could leave Zoom right now.
I don't know if I could put him over Ben. I had to think. I had to look at the numbers.
So we talking about Drew Brees' frustration in the playoffs, but how long are we gonna talk about Ben's and his?
We're not. We can talk
about it. Not about to make a full conversation out.
I want to.
Let's go, Fade.
So it's the top 5 all time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 Tom, 2 Montana, 3 Peyton, 4 Elway. I got 5 with damn, what's in my head? I probably put Drew at 5. Actually, no, Drew 6. I got 5 with You just left one. Oh,
is he playing right now?
No, he's not playing right now.
Nobody playing right now is above him unless Rodgers wins a ring. He's above him.
Rodgers is above him.
I put Drew at 5 because I can't name it. So Drew be 5 then. But
I don't know. I got like Drew
Brady,
7 really.
Montana.
I don't include Elway and Montana really in my list because based on the comp back then to me, but that's just me.
What?
I'm sorry.
The defensive competition was definitely harder back then.
The game was different though.
The game was different, but they were still elite players in their time.
I didn't say that.
Elway went back to back, and he played against
He played with TD like Sharp. There was still elite players in the league. What are you talking about?
Exactly. That's my point. He played with Terrell Davis, one of my favorite running backs all time. Shannon Sharp, also a great player. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't the same. It's not what it is now. I feel like it's way more parity now, as far as except for the Patriots. They're the only people that's like parity the right word? It might not be, but the Patriots are the only team that's like consistently going back and going back. Now it's more a variety of different teams that get in there. You get what I'm saying? People out there, people used to just run it back and all that back then because there wasn't nobody touching them.
Montana won
because they were so dominant.
Those are dynasties. That's like the Cowboys fans to me. Like they live on them dynasties when they had all these good teams. But to me, that don't mean.
Yeah, but we're not talking about overall championships. We're talking about quarterbacks and what they did.
Players, quarterbacks.
Y'all counted championships. You just said he won back to back, and then Montana got
championships do count in terms of legacy. So Drew not getting one more does ruin his legacy.
I think it's harder to win championship in the 2000s than it is to win back in the 80s and the 90s. That's me, and I'm gonna stand on that. So we could just agree to do so.
What do you say?
He sound mad to me. He sound mad to me.
I just said we could agree to disagree. I think it's harder to win championships in the 2000s than it was in the 90s and 80s. That's what I said. Tom's the only exception, which is why he's the automatic number 1.
Gotcha. That was a fun conversation. Looking forward to clipping that one.